the one thing that gives me the confidence that I have today in what we're doing is that despite losing on a big project, all my investors got their principal back, all my investors got their return, they all got their money. And so through the communication and through that process, as one of my bigger investors has already come back and recycled doing another project with us.
3, 2, 1.
Jay Silverman, what a pleasure to have you on the show. Jay Silverman is an experienced real estate investor. He's been doing this for about 6 years, 30 plus projects, specifically in multifamily and development. He's raised millions in equity, working with both non-accredited and accredited investors. He structured many creative deals. So when it comes to working with banks, project management, working with investors, this guy has done it all. So Jay, it's a real pleasure to have you on the show, brother.
My man, what an intro. Pleasure to be here, guys. And
Jay Sylvie.
Jay Sylvie on Instagram.
Here. We're here. I'm excited, man.
We're pumped, bro.
Yes.
This has been a long time coming, I feel like.
Well, I've known you guys for a long time. I've seen what you guys have built, the podcast. I mean, we've known each other for a few years, so I'm excited, bro. Let's chop it up a little bit.
Amen. Let's ride, baby. It's always good to have a friend on the show. You could just sit back, talk shit, and have a good time and drink whiskey. You know,
drink the whiskey.
What do we got? Bourbon today?
Yeah, a little bullet. Dave's request.
We also got the dog.
We also have Ozzy.
Ozzy, the office dog. It's Ozzy Friday in the office today.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't kind of really buzzed right now.
All right, good.
I'm sweating too.
I'll try to catch up.
Josh, when are we gonna get it? Like a fan or an AC? Is that ever be a possibility in here? I'm sweating.
I don't know if it's in the
You
budget.
know what? It's probably not in the budget.
We need some sponsorship.
Well, this pod's gonna go viral. You get some money, and then you get a fan.
Amen.
I'm waiting for Celsius to sponsor us because
100%.
at this point,
Or bourbon, or bullet. I mean,
Jay, I want you to give the audience a little background on the genesis story and kind of where you are now.
Yeah. So the background story. So I've been in real estate 6 years, like you said. I was a little late to the game. You know, I started when I was 30, which, like we were talking offline, you know, we're getting around some people who, and you guys are still in your late 20s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
29.
So I wish I started earlier.
28.
Right. But I didn't grow up around it. I didn't see anyone doing it. I didn't know it was possible. I really didn't. And that goes to like the whole proximity thing that I constantly talk about. But I always wanted to do real estate, probably around 25, 26, started reading all the books that we all chat about. And didn't really pull the trigger, save enough money until I was 30, a partner with my cousin. We had some capital, bought a standard rental. I was like, I'm going to buy a property every year from here on out. Still working W-2. I had a sales and marketing background, went to college for business, went to college for sales and marketing. That was what I was going to be doing. Until I hit about my late 20s, I was like, there's no way I can do this forever. Started reading all the books, bought the first rental.
What was the book? What was the first book? Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
No, it wasn't. It was, oh my God, Jake and Gino's management book. Jake and Gino's book. Oh my God, I'm blanking on the name.
Bring this a little, because you're looking at Dave and it's going away.
Cool.
What's
So
up?
Maybe move it closer to Dave or something. Or they?
Oh,
We can cut this out.
it's all right.
That's fine.
The YouTube video. Sorry, YouTube people.
Yeah.
They get the real. They get
get
the
the real
real.
You
the
too.
real deal.
So it was Jake and Gino's book, right? It was managing properties. It was like 3 legs. It was the Wheelbarrow Profits. That's what it was called.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that one.
Wheelbarrow Profits sparked my interest. Late 20s, bought the first property. Goal was to buy a property a year, and then the company I was working for at the time was killing it. Was doing a great job. Your standard like New York City sales job.
What were you selling?
Marketing. You know, lead generation, digital marketing, events, event marketing.
Oh, like ad tech stuff.
Ad tech stuff. We were working with like high level CMOs, tech people who were trying to get in front of an audience. We sold access to the audience.
Okay.
Nothing complicated, but it was a good New York City sort of sales job. 150, 200K a year. Great, kind of cushy. Comfortable, yeah. But like, I didn't want to do it forever, right? You know, that kind of mindset. And then I hit 30 years old. I had no girlfriend. I had no kids. Still no kids, but I was at a time in my life I was like, let's just take the jump.
According to Instagram, you have a girlfriend.
I do have a girlfriend. Yeah, beautiful, great girlfriend.
Italian.
Italiano.
She's supportive. Girl.
Italiano.
Italiano.
That's what we like over here.
Yeah, yeah, we do. We
30
all have Italian girlfriends.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
It's the
We
bourbon.
like it. They can cook. They can cook. The
They're
food-
good.
The
They're
food
great.
is good.
High qual.
Us Jews didn't grow up with good food. So
It really isn't a great Jewish food.
there's like a couple of things: the bagels and the lox.
Oh,
and-
the bagels.
That's the favorite. That's the best. That's
it.
all you need. Bagels, bro.
and the matzo ball soup.
That's right.
Matzo ball soup is fire.
And kosher food is it hits, bro.
Depends.
Kosher food?
Yeah.
Hey, don't talk about my koshers.
What kosher? Name one kosher food.
Don't start with me, Mr. Panecki.
You can't.
Okay.
All right, keep going. Sorry.
So I forgot where we're at, but
Okay, so
we're so I'm
30 years old, no kids,
No girlfriend.
no
It was
wife.
the company was like kind of going down the drain, right? So I was like, now's an opportunity. I had met someone doing some real estate, some flips. He needed some help, but I was scared to take the leap at the time. I was going to leave and actually start a marketing company.
Okay.
Was this your partner now?
What? No, different partner.
Oh, okay.
So a guy named Rich Delaney, shout out Rich, got me started. But I was gonna leave the company, start a marketing agency, left the company, took the leap with the assumption that this marketing company was going to happen. Did not happen. Had the expectation of all this money coming in, different structures, the whole setup, starting a new business, all the excitement that comes with that. Didn't happen. Simultaneously, Rich and I had started working together. He needed help. He was flipping 20, 25 houses at a time.
Wow.
And needed help. He was doing it all on his own. So for me, I said, whatever you need, I'll help you. I left the job, right? I was making, again, 150, 200K a year. And I went to basically like $800 a week.
Wow.
Salary to take the risk, to get involved, to see how it was done, to learn the process. I knew shit. I didn't know anything.
Right.
I learned how to put a house together, and I learned how to do it on someone else's dime. And I think you guys talk about this a lot is, if you can partner with somebody, if you can learn from somebody, strategically partner with them on their dime and minimize your risk, that is the ideal way
Yeah, absolutely.
to do it. So that was my strategy, or that was the process. A couple years later, about a year and a half into working with Rich, I started buying my own properties, flipping them on my own. And that's really what kind of catapulted me. And then COVID hit. And for a lot of us, it was a major kick in the butt.
Yeah.
And really, at that point, I pivoted, learned a lot. We can get into that and kind of where that was. But my background is sales, marketing, business, and started with kind of just project managing a bunch of flips.
I like that you said that. Everyone needs a mentor, right? Like you're not. I mean, some people just have it; they can figure it out on their own. But that's just like really a dumb way to do
Not me.
things. Yeah,
Not me.
Like if you could lean on the experience of others, learn at a rapid rate, and ultimately do it yourself, it saves you decades of your life. Number one, and it saves you potentially losing hundreds of thousands of dollars. So
100%.
I'm glad you went that route. I went down a similar route, right? I think Eric went down the similar route. So I would recommend that if you are looking into getting into real estate, do something of that nature,
Well,
right?
I think anything, but like I think a lot of people are too prideful.
Yeah.
They don't want to act like they don't know shit.
Right.
And like me and Dave really never had that issue. Like we just call, dude. I don't know
shit
I
about
don't know what
shit.
the hell I'm doing.
Yeah.
My saying is always, I don't know shit about shit, but I know somebody that knows shit about something, right?
Right.
And as long as you know that somebody, right? It's the cheesy.
You have to
Your
connect.
network is your net worth.
100%,
That whole thing,
100%.
but it's actually true.
It is the most true, because I don't know where we don't work to really do too many deals together with Rich. We obviously went our separate ways. We still talk, we still look at deals, but we don't have anything right now. But he's the one that got me started. And then I kind of took it upon myself to figure out really where I fit. What's my piece to the puzzle? What am I good at? And it takes years. It takes 2 years to figure that out. But I got the jump off with him. He was crushing it in Newark. He was big in Newark, actually, for a while.
Really?
Flipping a ton of houses. You guys might know him if you've seen his face. But
The name.
Rich Delaney.
I know the name.
I know Rich Delaney
Yeah.
by name. Never met him.
Yeah.
He doesn't do too much in Newark anymore, but he was big. He was big for a while. So we started there. I was jumping in windows. I was going into vacant houses. I was seeing people still sleeping there. We were doing all the things that you hear of
Dead cats. And
dead
shit.
cats, raccoon shit.
Yeah.
like-
We still see that though in some of the flips.
yeah, we
like
still
I'm
see
still
it.
doing that,
Yeah,
but
we still see
we
it.
pay people to now to
Honestly,
handle that.
like there's nothing like a breath of fresh shit. Like
A breath of fresh deteriorating animal.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't been in like out in the field. I'm doing a lot of desk work, right? And when I get the opportunity to go out and see and touch and feel shit and real estate,
How much shit are you feeling?
you know, there's nothing worse than cat piss.
It's terrible.
They're going out to a property, seeing dilapidated stuff, but cat piss is where the line is drawn. Okay,
It's cat piss and then cigarettes mixed. It's the ill combo.
Okay, all right. I have something maybe worse.
cat piss.
I have something maybe worse. You ever been in a house with like a 1-year-old refrigerator that has had like stuff in it?
I'm sorry, cat piss takes the bag on this one.
The 1-year-old refrigerator.
The 1-year refrigerator
Horrible.
is really fucking bad.
The milk's still in there.
Yeah.
Dude, we're like
You got like 95 species of fungus in there.
Oh my god.
I know exactly.
Terrible.
I smell it right now. I know
can see
exactly. Anyway, like if you're gonna be doing business in real estate, you're gonna be taking down assets. Let me tell you, you will smell cat piss. You will see dead raccoons and cats. You will see squatters living in the
God.
craziest situations. We had one squatter. Wow, the operation that he had set up was very
A
impressive.
professional squad.
Yeah, extension cords going.
He was like an electrician or something, because what he had done was the whole house, there was no electricity, but he set up like these wire rigs to the electrical, and his whole house was he was living.
I
was
remember.
living the
What
dream.
house was it?
This was
I remember. Yeah, like heat, air conditioning, had TVs, like everything. But the house didn't have electricity. I'm like, what?
He's pulling it from the neighbor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You see some freaky shit, man.
Cable. We have one squatter right now in a property that we're looking to buy, and he's a professional squatter. He's got a whole operation. You feel horrible because now you got kids in there. You got people in wheelchairs, and you're like, you don't want to just throw these people out. So you got to pay them to leave. But this game does require you to have a lot of you have tough skin, one, but you also have to be able to maneuver around difficult situations and solve problems, right? I
don't want to keep going off topic, but do you remember the dog guy?
Oh, don't talk about the dog guy.
No, the dog guy.
Which dog guy?
No. So we know this guy. I have him in my phone as Crosby the dog guy.
With the 3 dogs?
No, this guy puts dog. You know, like you ever see the cages on the outside of the abandoned house,
Yeah.
like the on the windows. Instead of doing that, he puts the dogs in the house,
Oh
Yes.
yes. Yeah.
and he has like a bunch of dogs. He charges. I don't remember what it was, but he charges and he just leaves the dog.
Cheaper
In.
than
So if
homeless
anybody goes in the house,
They're fucked.
they're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have no idea.
We used to pay guys with a dog, or pay a guy and then bring his dog. He would sleep it. It would be fully under construction.
Is his
and-
name Crosby?
I don't know. I don't remember. It was
Yeah,
years
no.
ago.
But you know, sometimes what they do is to break in, because a lot of if you operate in the hood, people go in, and not even the hood, but like and really anywhere. What they'll do is they'll break into the house, they'll rip out all the copper and sell it. Like this happens all the time. And so what they'll do is they'll throw poison on bologna, and they'll kill the dogs, and then they'll go in. Yeah.
That's horrible.
My one friend in Detroit, he had an army of homeless people. He had a homeless person operation. He would house homeless people to watch over his houses that were mid renovation.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. We got to stop talking about squatters and homeless people and dogs.
It's important. It's going to happen. You're going to come across a lot of different type of people in this business, a lot of different types of situations. You've talked about it before on other podcasts, on this podcast with other guests. You have to stay calm, level-headed, and problem solve, especially in all those kinds of situations.
So Jay, I feel like you out of all of our guests, you're I mean, everybody, you know, that gets into business, you have to be problem solver, you have to be resilient, but you've had a couple deals that I looked at, I'm like, damn, like I'm like, that's a tough situation, and you came out the other side like with flying colors.
Yeah.
I mean, talk us through like because everybody thinks this game's easy, right? You jump in, you know, you can make millions. 90% of millionaires are millionaires from real estate. So all I gotta do is just buy real estate and be a millionaire. It's not that easy, obviously. Talk us through some of the difficult situations you've been in, how you came out the other side.
Yeah, so I think the most recent one that maybe you're referring to is so during COVID, I moved down towards the beach area. It's kind of where I grew up. Had some really good projects. I mean, I had a great Point Pleasant house. Love Point Pleasant.
Yeah.
Highly advise people looking in Point Pleasant to long-term hold, Airbnb, great town, all year round town. So I got that house. We killed that house. Great rental. Still crushing it. Awesome. At the same time as we finished that renovation up, I got another project, which was more on the development side, which kind of started getting me to the development that we're doing now.
Yeah.
We had to raise the houses in Lavalette. So premier beach town, but biggest project that I had ever done at that time.
Right.
It went from a $300,000 renovation, lifting the house, full gut, roof, siding, the whole thing, to basically what turned into a $450,000 renovation, 420 actually. And this was at the time, and it wasn't too long ago. It was recent. This is kind of the first time I'm really talking about it, and maybe this will get us into some other good combo. But supposed to take 10 months. Township completely screwed me. 4 or 5 months of permitting. Inspectors just weren't a fan of the particular house we were working on. Had it in for us. That's my take on it. So dealt with that. We were 6 months past. Once we completed, we were well over the time frame from investors. Obviously kept communicating with them, kept that up to speed.
Which is so important.
So important, because even it's easy to communicate when things are good. I think you even said this the other day, but it's the best operators, the best capital raisers are the ones that can communicate when things are bad.
I want to just stick there for a sec. Every single person that we have on this podcast that raises money says that.
Yeah.
Every single person.
But it's true, because I've
good
seen
times
it.
And bad. Good times and bad. You have to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta let them know. And because if you don't, and then all of a sudden shit hits the fan, and they're in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
just reassuring them. Look, I know we're a little behind.
Yep.
Right. Here's some pictures. Here's what's happening.
Yep.
And if you structure your contracts with them correctly, where they still feel like they're getting paid, like my investors still get a point. We're getting a point every month on their money. So it adds pressure to me, right? I'm 6 past the deadline. Last September, the rates went double.
Yeah.
I'm $120,000 over budget. It's a mess, but the house came out sick, right? The house looks so sick.
Yeah.
I was so proud of it. The product we put out, sick. Contractor did a great job. We didn't, you can't time the market, but the market got me.
Right.
The over budget got me. But the one thing that I'm very, 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 very happy about, and I'm glad I got through it, and it gives me the confidence that I have today in what we're doing, is that despite losing like $150,000 on a big project, all my investors got their principal back. All my investors got their return, plus the additional points that the project was delayed. They have an idea that it was a delayed project, obviously. Clearly it went 6 months, 7 months past due. But they all got their money. And so what has happened through the communication and through that process is 2 of them, one of my bigger investors, has already come back and recycled doing another project with us. So coming out the other side, talking about kind of how you started this question, is I lost my shit. I was ripping everyone in front of me. My realtor, what's happening? Why can't you sell this? There's no one coming through. All of the things. Taught me a lot about myself. Taught me a lot about the process. And I came out the other side. And I have the confidence now because I went through that. It was a shitstorm. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. I think I was hitting up some of your guys to get some opinions on it. Like, what do you guys think? I don't even remember who I was talking to.
I remember that group chat.
No, I remember talking to you, and I was like, "How can we help?"
Yeah,
this
your
guy?
dad. Your dad has a house in that area, right?
Well, my uncle.
Your uncle,
and he
okay.
was like looking to buy a house. Yeah, I mean, I was like, because I could. It's tough. It was a tough situation. The market turned all of a sudden. You had a high end.
I was paying $300 a month.
Yeah.
Right. I was so past due. The market completely changed. It went from, it went from making the swing on that. I was supposed to make projections based on comps and the timing. If I would have been ready in like that April to June timeframe before the rates really went, I probably would have made like $200,000. So the swing is crazy.
Everyone was scared, man.
The swing
when the
was
rates
wild.
started ripping upwards. Everyone's like, I gotta sell now. I'm not buying. It's gonna crash. and then the crystal ball is never clear, right? Like
Nobody knows.
no inventory is still going up another like 5, 10, 15%.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Nobody knows.
It's an inventory thing, obviously.
Yeah.
But whatever. To end that little story, I came out the other side. I'm just grateful I was able to. I wholesaled a few deals, covered myself, and that's how I'm resourceful. I figured out I'm resourceful. I figured out I know how to make money. I have enough contacts, and I'm confident that I can pretty much get through just about any deal.
Yeah.
So it's communication. You're gonna go through the bullshit. You're gonna lose some money. If you think, like you said, if you think you're always gonna make money, then you're in for a rude awakening.
Right.
So in a lot of ways, I love that deal. I put it on my portfolio. I did it. I did a $350,000 renovation.
Right.
No, $400,000 renovation. And I almost lost my shit.
Yeah, man.
But we're here. We're sitting, and we're doing. We have $5 million in new development. Actually, $7 million in new development that's happening.
I love that.
I love that, dude. With the guy that we just had on the podcast, it is like you're gonna see trails of success. People that are on the path to be successful are doing a lot of the same shit, right? Faquan, he lost $2 million. Made sure he paid back $1.3 million to all of his investors.
Mm-hmm.
The guy lost his shirt, right? Your investors got all their interest, the delayed interest, and the principal back, right? And
remember I don't know.
we just lost.
Ravi when he lost his shirt. In Canada with those townhomes. I mean, Daniel Rosen when there's more. I'm sure there's more.
It happens to everybody. Everyone's got that.
You are just gonna get if you are in this business and you want to get in this. You are gonna get punched in the mouth over and over again. It's at a certain point, like, dude, like,
we only really have successful people on this podcast, and so I assume that's why everybody that we've had on has always paid back their investors.
Yes.
Because the people that didn't pay back their investors aren't still in the game.
aren't here.
But you know what that comes down to?
Yes, that's a great point.
And 100% because it's a reputation.
Right.
But it comes down to just who you are. Like, do you have good character?
Yes.
You have morals. Yeah.
Do you have good character? Because like my deal went wrong. Right. I could have been like, guys, I lost a ton of money. Here's your principal, but I can't pay you. I can't pay you anymore. I just can't. I have to get some money back in my pocket. But I signed a contract. I want the reputation that I'm a good operator, that I'm a good person. And as long as you're dealing with someone who's got good character, then, your character is everything. I think character is everything. And unfortunately, you don't know that until you're kind of dealing with it.
Straight up, even me and Dave, when rates hit the fan through the debt fund, we got stuck holding a bunch of notes, and we had to pay back investors. This was really on my shoulders, and I made sure we lost some money in the process. I had to sell at a discount, but we got our investors their money back. Dave just did a deal.
I just lost $100,000. I took it on the chin. I said, no problem.
We
Everyone's
took
their money back.
We took the
And
deal
interest.
over.
It's your rep.
Yeah, and we took every single, and it's easy. You could say, declare bankrupt, whatever, fuck it, but you wouldn't still be here today.
But I also think that's something to be said about the type of investors that you work with. And depending on the type of deal you're doing, syndication may be a little bit harder because you need volume in that. When you have maybe just a handful of investors, like in development, you really only want like a handful. You don't really want that many unless you're doing a development syndication, which we're not doing yet. The approach that we take is, as much as they're vetting me as an operator and a developer and someone who knows what they're doing, I'm vetting them because I don't want to deal with someone who if and when there's delays, because it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
They can't handle it, and if they don't understand it, if they don't have the mindset that there is risk involved. I put my money into real estate. I trust these guys.
Yeah.
But things are gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I ask questions that have you invested before, right? I vet them. What have you invested in? What's your experience? Has things gone wrong? What has been your reaction to it?
That's
right?
great.
I'm interviewing them just as much because I don't want 200. In development. I don't necessarily need 200 investors. I want like 30 or 40, in Alon's words, whales, right? I want bigger investors, and we're working towards that, and we're getting towards that. But I need to make sure that they understand, and whales generally will, but are they good for us?
Right.
Right. I'm going to communicate. I know I'm a good person. I know I have good character. I know I'm going to communicate and do my part. But when things go wrong, I just, you know, you need to be built for this as well.
When this was happening, like, take me through like the low point. Like, what's going through your head? Like, holy fucking shit, is this ever gonna sell? Like, what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna lose all my money.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna lose my money. I thought I was gonna foreclose. I mean, I paid an extra 5 months of carrying costs. It's another 30 grand out of my pocket.
Yeah.
That I, you know, didn't raise. I'm fortunate that I'm resourceful.
Yeah.
I had money. You know, I'm a hustler. I had that. But it could have easily, I dropped it from 1.2 million to 999,000.
Yeah.
So the swing was crazy. I think the low point when I was like just ripping my realtor, just ripping him, blaming everyone, blaming my contractor. And ultimately it comes down to me. I'm the CEO, I'm the owner of that property, of that deal.
Right.
You know, we all know how contractors can be, but it all comes down to you know, my choices and how I operate. So I'm just glad we got out of it. I am glad we moved on, and I'm glad to be doing what we're doing now. So
tell me what's
amazing.
going on now, man.
Yeah.
So you work for this guy, doing everything and anything to fill in the gaps to add value. You take down your first your rental property, then you take down this you chew it off a big deal, right? You raise money, you pay everyone back, and their interest. Now what?
And that was like, to me, like, obviously just knowing you, I felt like that was like a catapult. You're like, all right, now we fucking go. So,
the catapult was
at your back.
Yeah, the catapult was the pivot during COVID when with going to Real Estate Lab and linking up with you and being around guys who were younger than me and buying these buildings. That was the pivot in the catapult.
Nice.
And it was around that time that I got the Lavalette project and all of this started happening. The snowball effect, right? You just get motivated when you're around a bunch of people like that.
I love that you just said that.
What?
I met up with Jay.
Yeah.
And Jay's like, dude, you got to join this mastermind group.
I was there. We went to Elm Street Barbecue. Remember that?
No, this was a meeting before Elm Street Barbecue.
Oh.
And he's like, dude, you got to join Real Estate Lab. David Tupin.
Shout out
Dave Toop.
A lot of those guys.
I love David
A lot of
Tupin,
those
man,
guys.
dude. He's got fucking energy.
We got to get him on here, but he says he never will come to New York.
Oh, we'll fly him
He said he hasn't been here in 8 years.
He's about to buy his own private. He's gonna make his way out. I'm gonna slap him.
Didn't you do
David, I'm gonna slap you, bro.
Didn't you have him on?
Yeah, virtually though.
Yeah, you had
That pod that pod ripped. I'm not gonna lie, you guys should watch that one. But
Real Estate Jedi.
I go up and I go, look, like we're doing like 100 deals a year. We're doing like a couple $1 million in revenue. I want to take down some larger multifamily, but like I have like I'm like saying this in front of like I raise my hand and like it's Q&A. I'm like, but like I feel like I'm not capable, right? Capable of doing this. And she goes, dude, what the hell are you talking about? You're doing over 100 deals a year. He goes, you're making more money than probably like 90% of this room. You're clearly capable. You own over like 100 doors. Like, what do you mean you can't take on large deals? And I'm like,
he's big on mindset.
I'm like,
he's big on that.
Yo, D, you right, Playboy. You right. Afterwards, we linked up. We slapped hands, and he's been in our corner ever since.
Yeah.
Right. Like the guy, I guess I call Dave right now.
Yeah.
Hey Siri, call Dave too. But this guy's gonna answer. Oh, he's actually calling. Like I'll call Dave, and he's here to be like, dude, go. Win, you got this. You're like the wind is at your back.
Should we call him right now? Call him right now. See what happens.
Let's call him at the end.
No, call him. Just see if he answers real quick.
Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Oh jeez.
This is also a guy who went off social media for like 60 days, bought $21 million while he was on.
I know. How sick is that?
Sick.
The guy's a freak of nature.
So he's super. He's building a software. He's great with the numbers. I'm not a numbers guy. He made me more interested in like spreadsheets. I know you love the spreadsheets.
What do you need?
You sleep.
Yeah.
Wait, put him in the speaker. Put him in the speaker.
Tupin.
Tell him he's live on the podcast.
Yo, Tupin, you're live on the podcast. We got Jay Silverman, Eric Panecki. We're ripping, baby. We're talking about you right now.
Let's go.
What's up, Toop?
How's everybody doing?
Guest appearance, Dave Tubin. We probably all wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him.
David Tupin.
We're talking about Real Estate Lab, man.
The man, the myth, the legend. David Tupin, give me like a one-liner and just rip it for us for the pod. Just give me your
best nugget of advice.
You're too fucking kind. I'm up to it. I'm up to my eyes in it right now, man. I'm under contract on about $24 million in deals across 3 states, so we're staying pretty busy. One thing, dude, I don't know if there is just one thing. You know what I'm saying?
How do we be like YouTube?
Dude, how do we become Big Daddy Toop?
People just want one thing, dude, and it's probably not for them because there's a lot more than just one thing.
Fair.
All right.
That's right.
I go with that.
Toopin, the world is your choister. We love you, man. We love you very much.
My favorite choice.
Talk to you soon.
Later,
brother.
dude.
The world is your choice, dude.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
like
good
that.
one.
It's a new one.
Yeah, I'm sweating now. I've been screaming too much in this room. There's no AC.
It's all good.
Okay,
That's
so
almost as good as Choice Story. Choice Story Investments.
Choice to investments. Clark Moynihan. All right, so Jay, you just took down a $5 million deal, dude.
$7 million worth. What will be seven? We're developing $7 million worth of real
That's
estate.
insane.
So 6 condos. So you get hit in the balls. You get punched, and you get
Bounce back.
You bounce back, and props to my partner. And I think this goes to like our strategy of building our portfolio and our experience and doing deals is just strategic partnerships. So to answer your question, what we're doing now is we've gotten big into the condos. We've strategically partnered with a very experienced builder, and it's allowed me to kind of realize what my role in this business is going to be. And it's going to be, for the most part, raising capital for development. We're doing 4 condos in Union City and 2 condos, so two separate projects up the street. We strategically partner with a builder. He handles all the construction. Chris and I, my partner, Chris Razor, who's also a huge piece.
I love Chris.
Huge piece to the puzzle on why my life and business has catapulted. We partnered up through, check this out. He wasn't even a part of Real Estate Lab, but was friends with one of the guys in it. Connected with him on IG. Says, hey, do you know anyone in New Jersey who's doing deals? He says me, because we had connected. I think it was Adrian, this guy Adrian. He says, okay. Chris reaches out to me. We talk. This is like 2 years ago. And we just basically hit it off, kind of like you guys did. And we're like the yin and yang. He's the numbers guy, can be social, can do all that stuff, can raise money, can project manage, can do construction, but he's like the numbers guy. I didn't really want to be that guy. It's not who I am. It's not my specialty. It's not what I love. I can do it a little bit. That's his role. My role is being kind of a little bit out there more, raising more of the capital, and it works. Thomas handles the building. So like for us to have this sort of streamlined team now, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Like we're ripping, like we're getting deals sent to us constantly. And our one thing that we're struggling with now, like most people do, is capital, right? So we've, in the last year and a half working with Chris, we've taken down a 6-unit in Jersey City, which was 1.9 million. We've taken down and acquired these 6 condo projects, which we acquired for $1.5 million renovation, $1 million renovation. They'll all be worth $5 million sellout, $2.5 million sellout. We raised $800,000 for those deals. Right, I wasn't doing that two years ago.
Right,
I wasn't. So it's exciting, man. And during that time, kind of again getting punched a little bit, and you're gonna continue to get punched, and you're gonna continue to go through those. It doesn't end.
It's just big Baker punches.
Yeah, I know.
Mike Tyson punches.
Hopefully, we just have more money so we can absorb
the punches.
Dude, honestly, I love getting punched in the mouth. Like it translates, right?
Should we do it for the pod?
Dude, I'll take one as long as I get to punch one back. Right? No, dude,
we gotta get another guest. We got 2 been on already. Now we need a puncher.
Dude, growing up, wrestler, middle linebacker, wedge breaker, right? Like I was captain of both teams in high school. Wasn't a great athlete. I just like smacking mouths. I like hitting, and then I get into the business world and I'm kickboxing. I'm like, damn, I haven't tasted blood in my mouth in like a month. I can't wait to spar today, right? Now it's like when the pain comes, I'm like, bring it.
Yeah.
I live for this. Like, it's like warrior
The
mentality.
more you can suffer, I don't know what book it is, who said it. The more you can suffer, the more pain you can take constantly, day in, day out, week after week, year after year.
Yeah.
It's just, you kind of start to become numb to it. And you welcome it. And you're like, all right, I've seen this before.
Another one.
Another
problem?
one. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Another problem? Good.
Bring it.
Bring it.
Because the only way you grow, the only way you make more money, the only way you do bigger deals, you have to go through those levels. It's like a game. It really is a game.
Well, you know what it also forces you to do? When things are going good, you kind of just do like the status quo. Like, this is what works. But when you're back against the wall, and you said it before, and you have to get resourceful, it's like, holy shit, I came up with this idea. I called that guy. I should have thought, why have I never done this before? Now I'm doing it. Like, it forces you to think different, right? And because you have no choice.
Yeah. You freeze for a little bit. Like, I froze for like.
Well, you have 3 responses, right?
Yeah.
Fight, flight, or freeze.
Right.
Those are the 3 options.
Yep.
Right? So you can fight, you fight. I remember during COVID, I was never more in the zone. Shit hit the fan. We told our employees we're not gonna fire a single person or lay off. Like, we'll stop paying ourselves. And I was so in the zone, and I couldn't be stopped. There was no way. There was no way we were going to fail.
You're pushing through it.
Yeah, and it was hard because nothing was happening. No deals. Everything was dead. I mean, what we did, we had to keep everybody busy. So we had people creating like SOPs, like standard operating procedures. Like, it got to the point where we had SOPs on how to make an SOP, right? Like, there was nothing to do. Like, it was crazy.
Well, you took that time to like better your business.
Yeah,
and practices.
we're like, we're gonna figure out we're gonna create systems and
Sure.
and you know what, that I would never take that back. Right?
Yeah.
We got every single
pivot.
We got every single government money that you could get. Like, we did every
Right.
and
You guys are beasts, bro. I give it to you. I mean, I've been following you guys for a long time, and it goes back to the proximity. We don't hang out as much as I would like. When I see you guys hanging out with some
you're too good looking, dude.
Yeah.
You know what? You go out. We both got girlfriends. We can't even talk
I got a
about
girlfriend
this.
too.
You know, the problem is,
like a little.
when we were single, really.
Yes,
The
yes,
issue
yes.
is when we were single and we wanted to, go mingle. You're 6 foot, beautiful white teeth, great hair, jacked out of your mind, 8-pack. We're not going out with you, bro.
12-pack, bro. Come on, Secco. 12-pack, kid.
Yeah, 12-pack.
Yeah, no,
son.
It's we go out with the short king. You know what I mean, John Libretti. That's what
Yeah, who bailed on me today, but it's okay, John.
Yeah, he's probably hungover or something.
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, you learn a lot about yourself, man, and I'm the one bringing it back to focus here.
No,
but-
I'm glad you are.
sorry.
Somebody got to do it.
Yeah. I just
You know what though? Let me tell you something. It's these podcasts that freaking rip.
Yeah, people love these ones.
It's the ones that where you're just like, you could like, it's like the boys on the pod.
yeah.
And so,
But we do business. We do stuff. We're actually business. We're doing big things.
absolutely,
You know, like I find myself having these sort of menial conversations with older friends, and I hate to say it, I'm like tired of it.
Yeah.
Right? They're doing the same old thing. They're talking about the same old things.
Oh, I hate
And I want them to be doing more, but I can't be stuck in those conversations. And I feel like I feel like as much as I believe in proximity and being around people who are successful and doing all crazy things, I feel like I'm not around it enough.
Right.
I need to be around it more.
Wow.
I need more people yeah, we have all these developments, and then during COVID I linked up with Alon.
Yeah.
Right? Through Libretti, I believe.
Yeah.
I think that's how it happened.
Yeah.
And we raised like almost $400,000 for one of his deals.
Wow.
So like, how am I getting involved in that stuff? Back to the strategic partnership thing, like killer operator, killer deals.
Yeah.
I don't get deals like that right now.
He also wears whale socks.
He does wear socks. Yeah.
That's really important.
He's a different beast though. He's a different.
It's all in the mind.
It's all in the mind. I love that kid.
too.
He's a beast. So for us, like, why would you do a deal with that? Like, you're only going to get a small percentage of it.
Right.
But it's like, it's big picture, right? It's long game. We're going to get a small percentage, but it's going to compound. Okay, guys like that, you raise deals for other large people,
Right.
or other large operators. Yeah, could you put $400,000 into a development deal, Jay, and probably make more in the immediate future? Sure, right? But the ultimate goal for us is long-term cash flowing assets, right? Doing deals with a guy like Alon and guys who are big operators, it just makes sense. It educates our investors. It opens doors. And one of our things that I love about raising capital, dude, is being a vehicle for people who wouldn't normally have access to those kinds of deals. So like newcomers, maybe people who have some money but like just don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Like Jay can be a vehicle, Eric can be a vehicle, Choi can be a vehicle for people to just make a little bit of extra money. Doesn't need to be crazy. I love that. And doing the right thing. So educating people, getting them into, offering them development deals, which for us provide higher returns, a little bit more risk.
Yeah.
And then you have the sort of medical office multifamily play, which is long-term cash flow. We all know how that goes.
It's balanced.
So it's like I have two options because I have relationships with operators. Tupin, I can probably jump in with Alon, right? So let's help people make money while I make money.
Right.
So like that wasn't happening within the last or before the last 2 years. So
What would you say is like? I'm super happy that you said something today. Like, you have a great team. You have a guy focused on deal sourcing, acquisitions, underwriting. You have someone for construction management, and then you're on the capital raising front. There's nothing better than being clear as to what you are going to do on a day-to-day basis. You're not doing this, going here, doing that, come back, then I'm raising for this next 2 hours. That is like, talk about a miserable life.
yeah.
Doing a whole bunch of different stuff all over the map I have a high tolerance to being miserable, but doing a lot of different things is incredibly miserable.
And you think in the beginning you can. I have a quick funny story. When I first started, like even before the Tupin or getting into real estate, I feel like we're talking about this guy a lot today.
Love to.
But he deserves it. Anyway, I call a broker.
We should get like a tubing cut out.
We should. He's the core here. I call a broker, a 10-unit deal in Ewing, New Jersey. So I was down there at the time. Great deal. But I just didn't know how to talk to brokers yet. So, he's like, what do you do? We do some flips. We do some development. We do some multifamily. We're doing too much, right? So he's like, well, you sound like you got a lot going on. Sound like a great guy. He's like, but the most successful people that I find in this business do one thing.
Yeah.
They do one thing. And we've all heard this before.
Yep.
But it takes like you're scrapping in the beginning. You're trying to figure it out, right? Which is, I think, the way to do it. Like,
yeah, you have to.
You have to, like, in order to figure out what you want to do, you have to do a bunch of shit you don't want to do.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
And that was the route that I took, right? And as soon as I had that conversation with him, I'm like, holy shit. I got to get really good. We got to just do like one thing, maybe two.
Yeah.
Maybe two and get really good.
Don't let that happen now.
Yeah, but I think like
Well, you say we do too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I mean, you're focused on one. I'm
is that, yeah, exactly.
No, I don't personally do two things, right? I'm raising capital for two types of different assets.
Oh, that's pretty focused, man.
Right?
You're just raising money for deals.
We're amazing. So what is your appetite? Do you like higher returns, more risk? Do you want it in a year or so with development? Cool. Do you want cash flow, which more people should want?
Yeah.
Makes more sense to my brain.
Right.
But I'm grateful that people like both. So what's your appetite? I'll educate you on both.
Right.
How can we help you?
Right.
How can we help you? How can I be a vehicle?
solve the
How can I
problem.
solve you? Right? You want to make an extra $5,000 a year? Awesome. You want to go bigger? And for me, it's like, I work with a lot of newer investors, and it's the law of the first deal. It's getting over that first hump, cutting that first check.
Yeah.
It's getting used to that. Like, holy shit, I'm writing a $50,000 check. You have to get over that.
Yeah.
And then it starts to roll a little bit, and that's the part I think we all play in raising capital and helping people, like feeling comfortable, educating them on the deal, and like if you want a bigger life, if you want more, you have to at some point cut the check. You have to at some point
take the chance.
Take the chance. So I talk to people like, what's your money doing in your bank? It's as simple as that. What is your money doing in your bank? I'm an operator who's not going to intentionally screw you. So that's number one, right? Like if you're going to invest capital, I've invested capital in other deals. Like the one thing I look for is character, morals. If I don't feel like you're going to intentionally screw me, cool. That's half the battle. Right. The deal makes sense. Can you execute? Right. The deal has to make sense. Can you execute the deal? But if you're a good person, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why people invest with me is like, I'm not going to intentionally screw them.
Right.
How do you get that across?
It's tough because it kind of comes across like bragging, I feel like sometimes, but
No, I think you can sense it. Yeah. How do you how do you show them that they can trust you? I mean,
that's a good question.
See, this is my quandary. Vince used that word recently. I've been itching to use the word quandary.
It's a good one.
Okay. Anyway, I as a owner operator, my personal returns on obviously like 50 cents on the dollar deals are astronomical. Eric, we've gotten like 500% IRRs on some of our, like legitimately, like some ridiculous, like 300% IRRs, right? And so like, I know that like what we do does add value to people because they're just not going to be able to get this level of dedication, this level of service, and like consistent 10, 12, 18% returns, right? But like, my thing is like, I just turned down a girl. She had like $80,000 to invest, and I was like, "You said you want to buy your own 2-family and you want to buy your own primary residence one day." I said, I don't think you should invest with me then. I think that what you should do is let me introduce you to people that can help you find the 2-family, right? I might have some deals in my pipeline that I could sell to you. Maybe you should buy it then, right? I could introduce you to the right property managers and Airbnb managers. If you need a contract, I'll put you in touch, right? And I was like, I've turned down more investors based on what they tell me what they're looking to accomplish, and I'm like,
it doesn't make sense.
I'm not your guy. Like, you could get great returns with me better than the stock market. Like, and like, I would put my life behind that. Like, I would back it with my soul. But like, if your goal is to do this, I'm gonna just walk away from that conversation and be like, this is what you should be doing with your money. If I was in your shoes,
you're playing more of like a fiduciary in that stuff. You're not a fiduciary. You're not responsible, but you're showing that you're a good person and that you're someone that probably at some point she's gonna come back to.
Probably. Or refer you to someone. Or
sure.
I should. Yeah, I never even asked for a referral. I should have asked for a referral, but
I mean,
always
like,
ask for the referral.
That's true. That is true. I mean, at the end of the day, you're like, for me, the success I've had raising money, it's not a sale.
Yeah.
Really, like, it's like,
this is what we're doing.
This is the opportunity, right? Like, these are the numbers. Like, this is why I think it's good. Like, if it makes sense for you, great. If it doesn't make sense for you, that's okay too. Right. But if you know somebody that it might make sense for, then let me know, because that'd be, I appreciate the help. And
I don't think it's a sale, and you never want to get into a situation where you're like someone selling, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a sale. Yes, it's a sale, right? But it's like, it's either for you or it's not. You want to improve your life. You want more out of life. You want to preserve your money. You want to put it into the proper deals.
Yeah.
Let's figure out what that looks like.
Yep.
This is what it is. This is what we're working on.
Yeah.
If it works for you,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I think like, how do you brand yourself as a good person? I think like showing that you're just like a normal dude, normal person. Like, in social media probably plays a big role in that, right? Are you out with your friends? Do you have a girlfriend? Are you married? Like,
interesting.
Like, do people like you?
Yeah.
People want to do business with people they like, right? So I'm fortunate where I have a good amount of friends. I have a good network. I know my morals. Like, I think you just have to know that
what you stand for, yeah.
What you stand for,
yeah.
and no one's gonna convince me otherwise.
Right.
Something may go wrong, but it's not because I intentionally messed it up. Right.
Or misled you.
Or misled you more. Market conditions, construction. Yeah. Right. I didn't mislead you, but things happen. So it's like that's like the biggest thing is can I invest? Are you investing in people who are just good people? So
I think that's huge. I think that's really big. So, you found your focus, it sounds like, mostly development. And you got, multiple, I guess, avenues for different investors, which is awesome. Where are you guys going? What's next?
Yeah, so more of the same. I mean, I think you find people who are like, all right, we got these great condo deals that are going to spit out, over $2 million in profits for the group. Let's go to the next big thing that's completely different.
Right.
Let's stick with that.
Yeah.
Stick with that. get really good, stack more of our own capital.
Yep.
Continue providing the vehicle for our investors. We raised $550,000 on the one deal.
Nice, dude.
Right? Strong returns on it. Let's get them full cycle.
Yeah.
Get them coming back. Let's do 2 or 3 of those a year, pump out $2 million in profit a year in development, small, mid-sized development, 4, 3, like those condo deals, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be this 20, 30, 40 unit condo project that takes 5 years,
Right.
right? We're making a million, almost projected, $1.6 million on this one particular deal, right? And even if it goes a little south, you make $1 million.
Oh, well, big whoop.
Right, so they're meaty and they make sense, and they're a year and a half.
What kind of returns can investors expect to make when investing with you?
Am I allowed to say it on the pod?
I don't know. Look, I don't. This is how. Like, yeah.
I don't know.
Is the SEC gonna come after me?
If you say anything above a 20, I might have to block this one off. No, I'm just kidding. No, but
They're strong.
They're good.
They're strong. Well, because it's a year and a half, right? So it's like we want to annualize it pretty much on a 15%. Okay. So like if it's over a year, we're annualizing it. A lot of times depends on the relationship with the investor. So it's not always the same. It's not always the same for every investor. It's like, what do you want? What are you used to? So in that case, it's kind of like a sale. It's like, the cheaper the capital, the better. But we also want people to make money with us.
Yes, of course.
So they kind of go. It's
15%. So what is the biggest objection that you hear? Like the most frequent, this is my issue, or what's stopping people from investing whenever
just being scared. I think with my conversations, just not knowing, being scared. I get questions on like, what's the risk, right? Mm-hmm. What's the risk in development? And I generally just say it's the construction, right? And it's not because we have bad construction. It's not because we have the right people in place. But anytime construction, there's $1.5 million renovation, a $2 million. I mean, we saw the crane collapse in New York City the other day, right? Those are professionals,
right?
But a crane went on fire and it collapsed in New York City,
right?
So, construction can happen. So we offer a higher return because of that. And so we have a lot of that conversation. It's like, look, we mitigate all those things. We go through all the proper channels. We check all the boxes, but things can come up still.
Right.
So that's part of the risk, and we get that a lot. So, I mean, we've had people join us. Like, really, we haven't had too many objections, and I think that goes back to like, it's taken years of showing people that I'm doing deals, whether it's small flips, being active, going on trips, networking with people. They're like, okay, Jay is actually doing it. Jay sounds like he knows what he's talking
Jay,
about.
I would invest with you.
Thank you.
I would.
I need $50,000.
No, honestly, I would. Like, I trust you. You know, like you're a good guy. You have good morals.
Right.
You have a good track record, right? And I feel like when I come to the point where we don't have enough deals for my own liquidity to go into, like, you're the type of guy that I would say, hey, like, I trust this guy as a fiduciary of my money.
Right.
Jay.
Thank you.
No, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like, you're a good dude. And you're a professional.
Should we hug?
I'll hug you.
We'll hug, all right.
But
I felt the love right there.
It was a real thing.
I kind of feel left out. I'm a little jealous. Over here.
I'm copying you.
I've trusted Eric with my whole life, so that goes a long way, right?
And you have to, and I trust Chris with just about everything in my life. Chris, we talk 5, 6 times, 10 times a day. We're excited. Yo, I just talked to this investor. He just raised $50,000 today for a deal.
Nice.
Nice job. And it's not even his main role, right? But when you're sort of in growth mode, we wear all hats. Chris, you need to be raising money. I need to be raising money.
All hands on deck.
I need to check your numbers, check my numbers.
Yep.
Like we check each other.
Right.
I wouldn't be doing any of these deals and have this projected outcome in the next year or so, capital wise, money wise, income wise, if it wasn't for him.
God bless Chris.
Love it.
Right. So shout out. I told you.
Chris Razor. Shout out, Big Papa.
I told you I would mention you. And it's funny because he's a social guy. Like sometimes we'll be in meetings and he speaks very well. Like, so when it comes to the numbers, we've been in meetings and I'm just like, Chris, thinking to myself, like, Chris, I speak fast and I get excited and maybe sometimes it doesn't come across as eloquent or as smart, right? He's slow, he's steady, he's thoughtful, right? But his social battery is like super low. So we'll be in like a meeting for like a half hour. We'll get out of the meeting and I'll be like, dude, I need to go home. I'm exhausted. Right? So that's my value. My value is that I can be more social.
You're Dave. I'm Chris, probably.
Yeah.
In this
You're
relationship.
social though.
I'm social for sure.
Yeah.
But Dave gets excited. He loves it.
Yeah.
Like,
we
I
feed
gotta-
off each other.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
feed off each other, baby.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on, Playboy.
I think you need both.
You need both. You need both. I've been around a couple different types of businesses. I've been in the entertainment business for a long time, and a company that I used to work with, completely different owners. One was the outgoing guy, and one was the behind the scenes guy.
Yeah.
Company worked well for 20 years.
Right.
Dude, if me and Eric could be one human being,
We'd rip.
we'd be Elon Musk.
Yeah. X baby. X baby.
So, all right. So, Jay, you got a lot going for you, man. You got a very exciting future. You got great partnerships. You have great deals coming up the pike. If the people want to find you, they want to invest with you, they want to send you deals, what's the best way to find you?
Yeah, so good question. So I heard Ryan give out his cell phone the other day.
I always give my cell phones on pods.
So should we do it?
You make
do
dude,
it.
you know how much money I made on going on like other people's pods and dropping
Yeah.
my cell?
So this is what we're
We
gonna do.
just made $100,000 on one.
Love that.
Yeah.
You love that. So Instagram,
Drop
of course, we're at my personal is Jay Sylvie at Jay Sylvie. It's my personal. Our business name is CJ Investment Group. That's CJ Investment Group. We just started that profile as well. So we talk about a lot. We document our projects, and then the cell phone is 609-558-5532. I'll repeat it: 609-558-5532.
Make sure you call them on Sundays.
Yes.
At 11.
1 a.m.
Just not on Shabbat. No, I'm just kidding.
Call him at 1 a.m. and pretend to be another girl.
Oh my God! Don't do that, Danielle. It won't happen.
Jay, I love you, man. Thank
Love
you
you guys.
so much for hopping
guys.
on
Shout
the
out
pod.
to you guys. You guys are doing your thing. Love the podcast. Thanks for having me.
Dude, it's been a pleasure watching your success, bro. We're rooting for you. We love you, and the future holds only great things for you.
Deals and dollars, baby. Let's
Deals and
go.
dollars.
Let's ride.